Oh, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and others who shall remain nameless. It's a work day, and there's the sunshine, and yeah, I still smell like weekend. Oh, as I was saying, good morning. Yeah. Oh, oh. First tea of the day, and yeah, and a very threatening looking sky that says that we're probably going to get some bad weather. Yeah. Anywho, yeah. Hey, yeah, so it's been a long day and I've worked a long shift and I'm tired. Looking forward to getting home, so I'm just about to catch the bus home. And we'll pick up when we get home, okay? All right. See you shortly. Yeah, so it's another day and we're back on the balcony. Yeah. And being back on the balcony, yeah, we can actually address things. Yeah. Oh, oh. On the question of bigotry, yes, I know I've addressed this in various forms in the past, but bigotry is a bad thing. It is a bad thing. It leads to racism and sexism and classism and all manner of nonsense. And most of that nonsense is harmful, very harmful. So, how do we address bigotry? How do we deal with bigotry in a way that causes bigots to, at the very least, become less harmful to the rest of us, if not outright converting them to being open-minded, progressive, and tolerant individuals? How do we do that? How do we deal with somebody who is so dogmatically tied to the notion of something that is obviously blatantly false? How do we fix that? How do we fix this person? And what I have found is that evidence doesn't work. Facts and evidence do not work because bigotry comes from a place of emotion, a place of fear, and a place of, well, me first. A mindset that the bigot has acquired in order to justify their own selfishness, their own egotism. And their own unjustified belief in their own imaginary superiority. Because a bigot, first and foremost, is a person with an enormous sense of self-entitlement. And very often a grudge against reality, especially if their social status is lower than what they imagine it to be. Yeah. Oh, wow. Bigotry is a symptom of a very juvenile mindset, a very juvenile attitude. It is a characteristic of people who never grew up and who fully insist that everything has to be their way and that they are entitled, dare I say it, to the biggest share. Yeah. A bigot sees somebody who is different from himself having a good life while he himself is not having a good life, and he thinks, that's mine. That's mine. And a classic example is an American sheriff's deputy who sees a black man driving a Cadillac and thinks, that's not fair. I'm white. Why shouldn't I have a Cadillac? It's that sense of self-entitlement, coupled with the sense of being superior to other people and therefore more entitled than those people are. And yes, it's a driving factor in American Christian fundamentalism and the MAGA movement, and it's basically a driving force behind the entirety of extreme right-wing thought, or what passes for thought among extreme right-wing groups, populations, organizations, etc. Because it's not really thought, it's bigotry, it's irrationality, it's self-entitlement, it's runaway egotism. And it's an overdeveloped sense of self-entitlement and an underdeveloped sense of empathy, coupled with the original position fallacy, which says that if things were the way they are supposed to be, I would be in charge. I would be exalted. I would be in a higher position. I would be the authority. Yeah. The original position fallacy. Yeah. Which, as logical fallacies go, seems innocuous until you actually think about what it really means. And just so you know, bigotry is not the exclusive privilege of those at the very bottom of society. It can also be shared by those at the very top of society. And it doesn't matter what religion you are. You can be a Christian, Jew, Muslim, or an atheist and still be a bigot. You can be a Hindu and still be a bigot. What matters is the sense of self-entitlement and the act of othering those different than yourself, designating them as inherently less than you. And from there, building an entire network of fantasy to try to prove that you are somehow better than the other, the person that you are othering, that you are superior to them based upon race very often, or social class, or gender, or ethnicity, or anything, that you are superior to them and therefore you are entitled to something that they have, that they shouldn't have because it was given to you, usually by a god. And even without a god, still, the sense of self-entitlement can exist. It's just much harder to justify. But justify it, people do. So how do we deal with bigotry? How do we deal with bigotry? That's a good question. Unfortunately, I don't have an answer. I would hope that some of you out there might have an answer. And if so, you could post it below here and help me out with this, because I'm just one guy with basic education and a personal library. And a penchant for observing. A penchant for observing. That's really all I've got. So if you could, as I said, post down below here and help me out with this, I would be very, very grateful. Anywho, ta-ta, I gotta get ready for work. Take care, be well, stay safe out there, everybody. Stay safe.